Hi class, welcome back. Today we're going over chapter 9, using business, math, and pharmacy. In this video, we're going to go over business related calculations. Our objectives in this video are to define overhead and calculate overhead costs, explain the distinction between net profit and gross profit, calculate markup and the markup rate, and calculate discounts. The other objectives we'll go over in the next couple videos. So business related calculations. Like other type of business, pharmacies must perform certain accounting operations on a regular basis. In the retail setting, it is important for the pharmacy to make profit. A profit is the financial gain in a business obtained when the income the business earned is in a specific period is greater than the cost it requires to run the business. So the income minus the cost is equal to the profit. And again, this is for especially for small businesses, retail pharmacies, where they have to make sure that their income is greater than whatever costs they're having during the month or the year. So small businesses will have to go ahead and make these calculations. In the hospital or institutional settings, pharmacy personnel must closely monitor the inventory of medications and supplies to determine the facility stayed within its allotted budget. To make a profit and stay in business, retail pharmacies must effectively manage markup, discount, sales, inventory, and overhead. And again, this is something that maybe perhaps the store manager or the pharmacist manager or the technician manager will be in charge of doing. Because it's very important that in order for a business to stay afloat, that whatever they're purchasing and selling is greater than whatever the cost that they're having to take out of pocket. Oh, and another thing is that perhaps depending on the business, they'll have monthly meetings or quarterly meetings where all this information will be discussed of how the pharmacies staying afloat. What is it that they need to improve on if there's medication expiring, where they're losing money, and things like that. Okay. So an overhead. A pharmacy's overhead is the cost related to doing business. So any cost that the pharmacy is having to take in order to keep their business is the overhead cost. Examples of overhead costs include employee salaries, equipment, operating expenses such as the rent, the taxes, the utilities, and insurance that they have to pay monthly. Overhead also includes the dollar value of the medication and any supplies in the pharmacy inventory. So anything that you could think about that the pharmacy is having to pay in order to stay afloat is what an overhead cost is. Income refers to the amount or equivalent payments, such as those made with credit or debit cards, received the sales of medications, supply items, and equipment. In simplest term, a pharmacy's base profit is determined by subtracting the total overhead expenses from the total income. So again, the income is everything that the pharmacy is receiving, not the money that they're having to spend, which that would be the overhead, but the money that's coming into the pharmacy as they sell products in the pharmacy. So here's an example. The River City Apothecary Shop has an annual income of 850,000. The pharmacy's annual overhead expenses are listed below. So everything the pharmacy is having to pay. So the salary of the pharmacist, you have the salary of 2 pharmacy technicians, you have rent, utilities, pharmacy software maintenance, liability insurance, business insurance, and pharmacy inventory amount. As you add all up, that up, you get $762,100 as the overall or overhead amount that the pharmacy is having to pay. And again, their annual income is 850,000. So now to determine the base profit, you have to subtract the two. So use this information to determine the pharmacy's base profit by subtracting the total pharmacy overhead amount from the pharmacy's annual income. So 850,000 minus 762 100 is equal to 87,900. So that would be the base profit that the pharmacy is making. A pharmacy manager often sets goals for the pharmacy annual profit. To do this, the manager begins by finding the current percent of profit. The current percent of profit is determined by dividing the base profit by income and then multiplying it by the quotient by 100. So again, you want to set goals in your pharmacy in order to make sure that you're increasing the amount of money that's flowing into the pharmacy. You don't want to be losing money. So in order to do this, again, the pharmacy manager has to calculate that percent of profit. So once that percent of profit is known, the desired percent of profit can be determined. So the desired percent of profit is the percent of the profit the pharmacy intended to make over the overall cost is by subtracting the selling price. So the selling price minus the overall cost is equal to, is equal to the desired percent of profit. So let's go over the example. So determine the River City Apothecary shop current percent of profit based on the annual income and the base of profit information calculated in the previous example. So we're going to divide the base profit minus not subtract. You're going to divide the base profit divided by the annual income times 100 is going to give you the current percent of profit. So from the previous problem, we learned that the base profit was 87,900. And we're going to divide that by the annual income of 8,500,000 times 100. So that is equal to 10.34. We're just going to go ahead and round it. Sorry about that. So the River City Apothecary shop has a current percent of profit of 10. So the net profit. In the pharmacy, profit is influenced by the selling price of medication. So the net profit is the difference between the selling price of the medication and the overall cost. So the selling price is the amount received when a pharmacy product is sold. The selling price is often called the retail price or the accounts receivable. Simply put, the selling price determines the amount due to the customer. The amount due from a customer to the pharmacy for the sale of drugs and other products and the overall cost of the medication. So the overall cost is the sum of the cost to purchase the drug from the wholesaler or manufacturer also known as the purchase price, and the dispensing fee. The dispensing fee is the amount a pharmacy charges for for a medication that is over and above the price it said pays for the medication. The dispensing fee, also called the cost to dispense a drug, covers all the costs beyond the drug's purchasing price that are related to the filling prescriptions, such as pharmacy overhead, professional handling, prescription processing and recording, and patient consultation and counseling. When calculating the net profit of an individual prescription, the overall cost of medication is compared with the amount a pharmacy receives the dispensed drug. So the purchase price plus the dispensing fee is equal to the overall cost. The term profit refers only to pharmacy's purchase price of the drug and does not include the cost of the materials, the labor, or the overhead. This includes an actual profit that is gained. So the actual profit is the amount of profit that the pharmacy received after deducting the pharmacy's overhead, the labor, materials, and the dispensing fee from the pharmacy's total income. So based on its desired percentage of profit, and the pharmacy will decide on selling price for a medication or supply item. The desired percentage of profit is the percentage of profit the pharmacy intends to make on the product after the overall cost is subtracted from the selling price. To easily calculate the selling price, convert the desired percentage of the profit to a decimal. If the pharmacy has correctly set the selling price, the net profit should yield the desired percentage of the profit. So, first, add the pharmacy purchase price and the dispensing fee to give you the overall cost. Now multiply. So multiply the overall cost by the desired percent of profit, and again converting that to a decimal, plus the overall cost will give you the selling price. Now, to find out the net profit, we have to subtract the selling price from the overall cost. So let's go over this example. The pharmacy purchased a 100-count bottle of propranolol 10 milligram tablet at a price of $3.96. A customer presents a prescription that requires you to dispense a total of 30 tablets. The pharmacy charges a dispensing fee of $4.25 for each prescription it fills. The total charge to the customer for this prescription is $8.59. Calculate the net profit that the pharmacy made on the sale of this prescription. So first, we're going to have to calculate the pharmacy cost by dividing by the count, so we can get the cost per tablet. So if it costs us $3.96 for 100, we're going to go ahead and divide that to find out the price per tablet. So we get 0.0396 rounded to 0.04 per tablet. So we're charging 4 cents per tablet. Now determine the pharmacy cost of the customer's prescription. So the cost per tablet times the amount dispensed. So we get $1.20. And that will be the cost of the prescription. Now calculate the overall cost. So the overall cost, remember, it's all the amount of money that was dispensed out of pocket, how much it cost us out of pocket. So we have the cost of the prescription, which was $1.20, plus the dispensing fee, which is $4.25. That will give us the overall cost. So $1.20 plus, $5.45. So now calculate the pharmacy's net profit from this prescription. So the selling price minus the overall cost will give us the net profit. So the selling price we found out was $8.59 minus our overall cost, which was $5.45, will give us $3.14. So the pharmacy made a net profit of $3.14 on this prescription. So the difference between the selling price and the pharmacy's purchase price, the price that it costs for the pharmacy to purchase the whole drug from the manufacturer or drug wholesaler, is called the gross profit. The gross profit is the difference between the sales and the cost of the sales. However, this relationship between the purchase price and the selling price does not take into account the cost of preparing and dispensing the drug. Thus, the gross profit is always more than the net profit. The net profit is what remains after all expenses and taxes have been made. So the gross profit will always be more than net profit. The net profit is what remains after all expenses and taxes have been paid. So the gross profit and the net profit are similar to gross pay and net pay. So like if you look into your paychecks, right? The gross pay is your pay before taxes and any other deductions have been taken out. Insurance, if you're paying more into state and federal, paying into your pension plans or things like that. So anything before that is deducted is considered your gross pay. So that would be the same thing as your gross profit. Now the net pay is the amount that you take home. So after all those deductions that get taken away from you, the net pay is what you take home. So for example, if you earn $400 per week, that's your gross pay. But you take home a net pay of, after all taxes and deductions are applied, maybe $325 per week. So this is the same thing as the gross profit and the net profit. So the net profit will be after all the deductions, and the gross profit are before any deductions. The profit margin is the difference between the cost of doing business, so the pharmacy's purchase price, overhead, and preparation costs, and the selling price of the drug or product. A loss, sometimes called a negative profit, occurs when the selling price of the product is less than the cost. Like all businesses, pharmacy purchase their products, drugs, or supply items at one price from the manufacturer or wholesaler and then sell them at a higher price. Although pharmacies are subject to governmental laws and regulations regarding the sale of drugs, markup plays a significant role in pharmacies' pricing systems and ultimately their profit margins. The markup rate, also known as the markup percent, is calculated by dividing the markup amount by the pharmacy's purchase price, then multiplying that by 100. So again, this is called the rate. So the markup rate is computed by first determining the markup amount. And the markup amount is subtracting the selling price from the purchasing price. The markup rate is expressed as a percentage and is computed as follows. Once you find the markup amount, you're going to divide that by the pharmacy's purchase price and multiply that by 100 to give us the rate. So let's go over an example. A 30-day supply of anti-diabetic agent metformin has a selling price of $45. The pharmacy's purchase price is $30. So again, the purchase price is what cost the pharmacy to purchase this medication from a wholesaler. So it cost the pharmacy $30. And they're selling this medication for $45. So what is the markup amount? So subtract 45, which is the selling price, minus the purchase price, what pharmacy paid, $30, is equal to $15. Now divide those $15 by the pharmacy's price. So 15 divided by 30 is equal to 0.5. Multiply that by 100, which gives us 50%. So the markup rate is 50%. The markup amount of a 30-day supply of metformin is $15. A growing trend in retail pharmacies to sell generic drugs to customers at a flat dollar rate, such as $4 or $7, regardless of the cost of the drug, which fluctuates over time. A flat rate is a low pharmacy selling price for a certain amount of medications. A supply designed to last a specific number of days, for example, 30 days or 90-day supply. The type of medications that are available to customers at a flat rate are typically generic medications with low pharmacy prices. So again, these flat rates are what the pharmacy has already investigated. They've already seen what they usually pay for this medication. They've taken into account the fluctuation of medications by the manufacturer in order to get this flat rate. And again, giving that option of a flat rate of certain amount of medications, this makes the pharmacy more for people to go to the pharmacy and purchase that flat rate. And while they're purchasing that flat rate for a specific medication, they're also having to purchase other stuff within the store or other medications. So because the medication are inexpensive for the pharmacy to purchase, the pharmacy is still able to make a profit of the drug while generating additional sales from non-pharmacy sales, such as over-the-counter products or other prescriptions that the patient may purchase at the same time. Here is a list of medications often sold at a flat rate. So you have amoxicillin, which is a bacterial infection, used for bacterial infection. Atenolol, used for hypertension or a heart condition. Estradiol is an estrogen deficiency. Fluoxetine for depression. Levothyroxine for thyroid disorders. Loratadine for allergies. Metformin for diabetes. Naproxen for pain or inflammation. And triamcinolone for skin disorders. So discounts. Sometimes a manufacturer or a supplier offers an item at a lower price for the pharmacy. The amount by which the price is reduced is called the discount. Similarly, a pharmacy may offer customers a discount or a reduction from what is normally charged as an incentive to purchase an item. So again, discounts can go both ways for pharmacies, from the manufacturers. So you will probably get a manufacturer that says, okay, if you order 30 counts of this medication, will sell it for this price per box. Or if you purchase 100 total boxes, we'll give you this price per box. So the manufacturer also wants to keep your business, so that's the reason why they will offer discounts on medications that they know are used very often, where they know that it won't get expired. And then you will also have the pharmacy do discounts to their employees. Will they get a 10 or a 15% discount? The discount rate is the percent by which the price is reduced from the regular selling price. When a worker with percent changes the discount rate from the percent to a decimal. So regular selling price times the discount rate is equal to the discount amount. The regular selling price minus the discount amount will give you the sales price. So a sale that has a 15% of off means that the sale item may be purchased at 1/2 of the regular selling price. In such scenarios, the pharmacy price, the sale price, also known as the discount selling price, is calculated by multiplying the regular price by 0.5 times sorry. So it already gave me the, it converted the 50% to a decimal, so 0.5. So the sale price may also be calculated by dividing the regular price by 2. Assume that the pharmacy purchased 5 cases of hydrocortisone cream at $100 per case. If the account is paid in full within 30 days, the wholesaler will give a 50% discount on the purchase. How much money will the pharmacy save if it pays the account in full within 30 days? What will be the sale price for the 5 cases? So first, calculate the selling price. So the quantity of product, which is 5 cases, times the purchase price per unit, which is 100 per case, is equal to 500, which is the regular selling price. Now determine the discount amount. So getting the regular price times the discount rate. So 500 times the discount rate of 0.5%, decimal, is equal to $75. So if the pharmacy pays the account in full within 90 days, it will save $75 off the regular selling price of medication. Now calculate the discount sale price. So the regular selling price minus the discount. So 500 minus 75 will give us $425, which is the sale price. So a personnel salary, utility, inventory would be included in a pharmacy inventory. Is this true or false? So this is true. So again, the pharmacy inventory includes personnel salaries, utilities, and any inventory that is included in the pharmacy. The overall cost of the drug includes only the pharmacy purchase price. And this is false. Remember that the overall cost of the drug includes not only the pharmacy purchase price, but any other purchases or anything that came out of pocket from that pharmacy facility. So the net profit is the difference between the selling price and the overall cost of the drug. So net profit, selling price minus the overall cost, and this is true. A gross profit is the difference between the selling price and the pharmacy's purchase price, and this is true. Excuse me. When calculating the markup rate, one needs to know that the markup amount of the pharmacy purchase price. So when rate, remember that's a percentage, and that is the markup amount multiplied by the pharmacy's purchase price. So this is true. A product is offered at a discount price when it is on sale. And this is true. And this concludes this section of the chapter. We're going to go ahead and see you in the next video.